Yeah, for some of these young players, you'd have to say that it is the biggest game they've played in their career to date.
Let's take a look at the lineups here. 4 16-year-olds and a 15-year-old playing for Arsenal. It's 3 changes from the 11 in the last round. One of the 15-year-old Marley Salmon is also in at the back. 16-year-old Murisa starts for the first time in midfield. Louis Copley, who's 18, is back in the team, having not been last time out. Harriman and Noosa scored in all 3 rounds, and the keeper Porter made a record-breaking first-team debut in September. One Man United change. Chido Obi, the former gunner who scored in every round, is part of the first team picture for Ruben Amorim right now, so Victor Musa replaces him. Otherwise, they stay the same, with the Fletcher twins both starting. Dad Darren was an Old Trafford favourite. You're absolutely right about those limited opportunities. Funnily enough, half of this Gunners side, though, will be able to play for the next couple of years. Away we go then. Expect entertainment. Arsenal only ever seem to have goal fests at under-18 level. They've been shut out twice all season long, and they've kept out their opponents only once. And we know Man United have scored 5, 5 and 5 in getting here. It can't be 0-0, surely.
Don't say that, but it's very, very unlikely the way in which both teams go about the game. Obviously, Manchester United full of confidence with their 3 games and 5 goals scored in each in this competition so far.
Copley coming in to cut it out for Arsenal there. And again, solid challenge coming in from Gabby Biancheri. He's been scoring a lot of goals for United at under-18 level this season. The first semi-final, by the way, has been sorted because the draw is already done. Watford, conquerors of Spurs, and Southampton will play the holders Man City. The winner of this tie will go away to either Aston Villa or Plymouth Argyle, obviously making waves in both FA Cup competitions this term. This is Harry Amas, one of those who is getting 2 goes. He played in their shock defeat at Swindon last season. Nobody saw that coming. They were national champions at under-18 level last season, Man United, and knocked out at Swindon. In this competition, it can happen, especially with teenagers. You can have a bad night. This is Scanlon, and he wins the first corner of the game for Manchester United.
Yeah, fabulous break from Campson down that right-hand side. Cut the ball into Scanlon, who's just trying to lift it to the far post before the block concedes the first corner of the game.
Jack Fletcher has gone to take it. And there's a crowd on the penalty spot that he's aiming for as they make their move now. Not the most convincing header out by Ibrahim. And then who took the final touch there? Goal kick.
Yeah, just trying to be a little bit too clever on the byline rather than delivering back into the box, where obviously they'd loaded with the centre halves up, Manchester United.
Last time Arsenal won this competition, a long time ago now, around about the time that most of this team were being born, 2009. They beat Liverpool here in front of a huge crowd. Sliding challenge from Murisa. First start for him at this level. One of the 16-year-olds in the side. He's come on a couple of times in the run.
Yeah, it does well to track the run of Campson. They're already been really bright, getting himself forward, the Manchester United right back.
Another corner. Front foot start from United. Arsenal just now can't get out.
Yeah, finding it difficult to get out from their penalty box, and 2 corners now back to back for Manchester United. Looking to take a quick one here, possibly.
There's that melee again. That's a better delivery. Munro nearly got up there for United. Last man back, Harry Amas. He's been on the bench for Premier League matches, Harry Mass, this season. Twice for Amorim and once for Eric Ten Hag before him. Carrying it forward here is Copley. And Dowman's first touch isn't quite what he would have hoped for. And that is a lovely weight of passing behind for Musa here. Clever flick, just hoping someone would be there.
Yeah, really good delivery. Wonderful run in the channel. Musa back heel, no one supporting quickly enough. But you can just see the confidence that this Manchester United group have.
That's Adam Lawrence, who led this age group to the Under-18 Premier League title last season. He's been doing this job for a couple of years now, having taken the 16s before that, which is something clubs often do.
Yeah,
they know the players, they just move up with them.
Yeah, natural progress through the age group, staying with the same group.
Arsenal have an Adam in charge as well, Adam Birchall, who was appointed last year. His side are really on the back foot here. Biancheri with a cute ball that was only just too strong for James Scanlon.
Oh, it was a wonderful scene in respect of trying to find the run of Scanlon, who come off that right side in behind the Arsenal defence, just a fraction over here.
Apart from rich winning histories, they've both been in finals recently, these two. Arsenal lost one, Man United won one. And Arsenal have given it away cheaply there. Scanlon.
Yeah, Clark, a really poor pass all of a sudden capitalised on by United. They have to be very careful. Need to keep the ball better, Arsenal.
That's straight up in the air. Slice from Marissa. Scanlon. Awkward. Poured away by Porter. It's all Man United in these opening minutes here.
Yeah, Porter under real pressure in the end. Throws a left hand up at it and in the end pats it away.
All alone, Harriman Anous, who's done well, but so has Camerson. Strong challenge, but a fair one from Jack Fletcher.
Yeah, the crowd didn't like it, but it was a very robust challenge from Fletcher.
Biancheri scored a hat-trick against Coventry in round 3. Gabby Biancheri. He's got 20 goals across all competitions, and they play quite a lot, because if you play for the 18s and the 21s, you've got domestic cup competitions and international ones as well. Scored in 6 of the 7 different competitions he's played in, Biancheri. 20 for the season is always good for any forward anywhere. Lining up on the left of the United attack tonight.
I think you can just see with a slight age difference across the two sets of players that there's a physicality element, that United obviously look stronger, and it will be difficult for these young Arsenal charges as the game wears on as well.
Yeah, just a reminder, 2 15-year-olds and 4 16-year-olds in this Arsenal team. So they are schoolboy level, effectively, officially, including Dowman here. He's not even that long 15, and you saw those silky, graceful skills there.
Well, the first glimpse of Max Dowman, a wonderful talent, and he's drawn the challenge from the United skipper, Devaney. Excuse me, tackle from behind, a poor one, pulling his shirt back, and then lunges in and receives the first yellow card of the night.
Captain's going to have to be on best behaviour now. He is their anchor man in midfield. And that's a long way to go.
Well, he miscontrolled the first ball, did Max Dowman, but you just see there that quality that he possesses. A wonderful left foot. He glides with the ball on the outside of his left boot. Really is technically a very, very good player and elegant to watch.
There's 2 goals in this Youth Cup run as well, both gorgeous, against QPR and at Fulham. He actually missed a penalty in that Fulham game, didn't matter as it turned out. Arsenal required lots of penalties in a shootout the round before against QPR. Proper ding-dong that. It's the first time they've been in the United half for any amount of time here, and it was a fleeting stay, because here come United now with Jack Fletcher on the charge. Biancheri outside him. Scanlon in the middle, thought he should have had a free kick.
Yeah, he fell to the floor, he then picked himself up, nearly got the pass from Biancheri.
He's still chatting to Jacob Miles, the referee, about it. On with the game, young man. He actually came second to getting to a loose ball because he was still having a bit of a moan. Tyler Fletcher. Back to Monroe. Devaney. Delicately done. Was it delicate enough? Not quite. He is getting forward a lot, Camerson, already, isn't he?
Yeah, really positive start from United's right back, Camerson. Up and down that touchline, great energy.
Man on the right there is Adam Birchall, who was an Arsenal Academy boy himself. Never graduated through to first team under Arsene Wenger, but regular for lots of clubs in a little bit down the football ladder for many a year thereafter. He was Jack Wilshere's assistant, having previously been with the under-17 group. He's taken over from Jack Wilshere now. That's nicely worked. Arsenal just coming into it a bit more, and Dowman keeps getting on the ball, which has got to be good news for them.
Yeah, absolutely. If Arsenal are going to be successful tonight, I think that it is going to be Dowman that's going to make the difference. He has so much quality.
And the pressure, so nearly bored a loose pass. For a second I thought Biancheri was going to steal in. There's Murissa.
Good spell of possession for Arsenal, but not really making progress in United. Closing quickly, hurrying Arsenal at every opportunity.
Will Sweet looking long for the run of Copley. Lovely idea, and only just too firm. Rare touch there for Will Murdoch, who's played every minute of this cup run.
Yeah, does well there, Murdoch, just to get to the edge of his box quickly.
Challenge that from Dowman on Fletcher. Here's Kadak O'Neill, one of those 16-year-olds.
It's going to be a fascinating battle in that midfield area, the two Fletchers and Devaney against Dowman. Ibrahim, who just holds, he's the holding central, and Murissa, the young number 8 for Arsenal.
And he is very much a central figure in every sense so far.
Yeah, you just sense that if things are going to happen, Dowman's going to have an influence on this game. And again, just a challenge from behind from Monroe. I'm sure there's no doubt that Manchester United are fully aware of his ability, even though he's a young 15-year-old Max Dowman.
And he keeps managing to get on the ball, and his influence is growing on this game. Here's O'Neill now for Arsenal. Devaney gets it under his control, and you could see what he was trying. Braden Clark on the cover for Arsenal.
Yeah, Clark does well, because Biancheri just didn't read that ball, played in behind the Arsenal defence. Clark just covering, closing the gap between himself and Sweet, the heart of Arsenal's defence.
much room between the lines of defence and midfield for Arsenal here.
Well, it's almost a back six, that defensive line of Arsenal's. 6 red shirts strung across.
Daring United to try and break them down.
Yeah, absolutely. United are going to have to try and move players without the ball to create areas to go and play in with the ball.
Fletcher on the drive. He's run out of room.
Well, good idea, driving forward with the ball at his feet, trying to draw challenges. In the end, just overruns it. Probably 15 minutes in is just that time where the nervous energy is expelled and they can just take a second breath and realise they are in a big FA Youth Cup game, but it is another game, and it's how they deal with all that pressure, the build-up and the excitement of such a big game tonight. But both teams settled well. We've seen glimpses of the qualities that they both possess.
When you're dealing with players of this age,
anything can happen.
Absolutely. And the teams can change a lot from week to week. The Arsenal under-18 season's been a streaky one, even with that said. Started the season 7 unbeaten, tons of goals at both ends. They had 3 all draws in a row, then they lost a load, then 6 wins on the spin, and then they lost the weekend against Brighton.
That's why it is a very, very difficult job as well, developing young players to find that consistency and quality that you know they have. All part of the learning curve.
Fired in by Devaney.
That was brilliant by Downman. 3 players around him. A beautiful back heel to release Arsenal on their way.
Harriman Anous, who's barely had a touch so far. Amazing that even without space, Downman made it look like he had it.
Yeah. Maybe he's the next cab off the rank. We've seen how well Ethan Nwaneri's done for Mikel Arteta this season. Meanwhile, Biancheri on the charge for United. Big block. Braden Clark timed that perfectly. Yeah, that's going to be a really good battle. Biancheri on the left for United, and Clark 2 or 3 times now. Clark has done really well defensively against him. Good block on this occasion. It is a night for that Arsenal defence that they're going to have to make those challenges, make those blocks, deny United opportunities to shoot.
Copley looked like he timed that run really well. Big chance and a good block at that end too.
Well, 2 chances, 1 at either end, 2 excellent pieces of defensive play. It was Munro's across there to make the block.
Here comes Harry Amas. Biancheri. He thought his left back was behind him. He was, but quite a long way behind him.
Yeah, he didn't look. He didn't know exactly where he was. And here's the break. Copley does really well. He's onside. And in the end, it's Armour that actually chases him back and makes a good block. Just keeps him wide enough so that it was a tight angle for the shot from Copley. And in the end, he comes and blocks nicely. Well timed.
Danny Armour has played more games and indeed more minutes than anyone for Manchester United's youth team this season, and that was exemplary from him, and it needed to be. That's another good ball. United were wondering whether there might be a flag.
And that is another sensational challenge, this time from Campson, the right back. But what a wonderful Downman pass. The weight of the pass was absolutely sensational.
He's in danger of running this show already. You can see why they have such high hopes, and clearly you have to be super careful. I mean, we're not talking about an 18-year-old here, we're talking about someone who turned 15 on New Year's Eve. That's only a few weeks ago. It's crazy. Here's Fletcher. Well, it's on target, and it's pretty simple for Jack Porter.
Yeah, first time Porter's really been brought into the action. Just watch this, he receives the ball, looks up, but the strike, it's a close one regarding offside, but the pace of the ball just drops beautifully into his stride. Campson does well covering the situation, and at the other end, Porter tested, deals with it comfortably, the young Arsenal goalkeeper. Well, we knew there was going to be attempts and opportunities, and certainly the game in this first 20 minutes hasn't disappointed.
That pass about 10 minutes ago from Dowman was the cheeky one, was good enough. That second one, that is an outrage. He has laced that with a little bit of fade, and it's almost had backspin on it. Wow, what control. Jack Fletcher now for Manchester United, and again.
Liam Brady-like. That is quite a comparison, because he was an absolutely incredible left-footed midfielder for Arsenal.
Yeah, he'll take that. He'll take that compliment, although he probably doesn't know who he is.
No.
I was going to say his dad will have to tell him, or maybe his granddad. Amas, surrounded by red and white. Hungry defensive work from Arsenal tonight, and it's needed to be, because Manchester United have had more of the ball in these areas, whereas Arsenal look like they might spring something. United are trying to build something different.
Yeah, they've stayed very compact, Arsenal defensively, trying not to get caught on the counter, forcing United to work the ball from side to side, not giving them passing avenues, certainly to go into Musa.
Nice vertical passing. That one not quite so good, but Biancheri will keep it in. Well, Mass caught by Braden Clark. Free kick in a dangerous position here.
Yeah, Clark trying to lash that ball away, and the Mass just gets there a fraction second before, toes it away and gets caught by Clark. Free kick given.
Well, Arsenal, for all that defensive work we've seen tonight, they have conceded in all three. They've conceded 7 goals actually in those 3 games, so I guess you'd say against a prolific United attack you can't really expect a clean sheet here, but they're certainly chucking everything in the way at the moment, and sometimes illegally so. Scanlon and Fletcher are there. Monroe is up. It's Fletcher who delivers. Right where you'd want it. And that's a great hit coming through the crowd from Harry Amas, and Porter has done well to turn that behind halfway through the first half. That's the best save we've seen.
That's a super save, because it is really cleanly hit by Amas. That wonderful left foot he has. One touch strike comes through bodies. Porter wouldn't have seen that till late. That's an excellent left-handed stop, pushing it round.
And that's through 6 or 7 bodies. That's a good save, even if there's no one there. Well, that's awkward. Monroe interested again. Smashed out by Dowman. Jack Porter at 16 has played every minute of the Youth Cup run. When Raya was injured and Neto unavailable as well, as Clyde mentioned earlier, he started 16 years and 72 days. He started against Bolton in the Carabao Cup, Arsenal's youngest ever first-team starter.
Well, maybe Dowman could take that mantle from him, but that is a wonderful achievement from the young man.
I saw that he came through the same grassroots level club in Essex that Tony Adams came through. That's not bad. Bit of pedigree there from Arsenal's point of view. Away by Will Sweet.
I've got to say, I think this young Arsenal group have done very well in the opening stages of this game. Obviously, a little bit more experience, physicality that this Manchester United group possess, but this is a very, very young, talented Arsenal group that we're going to be tested and asked questions in the early stages of this game, and they've stood up to it. They really have. Sometimes when you talk about the difference, Ben, there's a number of these young Arsenal players that won't be full-time. They'll be coming in, training 2 or 3 times a week, but they won't be like the Manchester United boys who are full-time on the staff. Their physical development and the work that they do over the 2 years that they've already been at the football club makes a massive difference.
Yes, you have to be 17th birthday to sign official pro terms, don't you? And you go schoolboy, first year scholar, second year scholar, and those are the 3 levels you generally see playing in the Youth Cup. But normally it's more like United, so more of your first and second year scholars. For Arsenal, it's a whole heap of schoolboy level players. Biancheri did and then didn't keep it in.
I think Adam Birchall, the Arsenal coach, will be absolutely delighted with the way that this young group have gone about it and matched the challenge that United have thrown at them.
That's the left back, looks very accomplished player.
Yeah, nicely balanced, wonderful left foot. Here is Adam Birchall.
Start of Arsenal's Youth Cup run, 7 games, they've scored 22 times, they've conceded 15. I said it couldn't be 0-0. We're 27 minutes in and it is.
I was just going to remind you of that.
I'm sticking with it. I'm going to die on that hill. Love to see 2 different styles. Manchester United very much on the ball, trying to work a way through. Arsenal primed and ready to go for if they can turn it over.
Absolutely, and it will be about how clinical they can be when they make those interceptions, when they regain possession.
Just like they have here, Harriman Anous. The tackle on Danny Armour. And for all the United possession, they've had a couple of nearly moments, but so have Arsenal in those periods where they have found a killer ball through. That complete chance was a good one. The throw's just gone beyond him now. Jack Fletcher tidying up. I mean, I'm going to presume that Jack and Tyler Fletcher are not being mischievous and just wearing the other shirt because they can. They are
who they are.
Identical. There's definitely Fletcher's wearing 8 and 10 anyway. Jamison up from the back, who's been full of beans, has hammered that, but off target.
You know what, Ben? I would still be disappointed as a forward player there in the middle. You can see that Scanlon's gone in. He wants the ball played through the 6-yard box. You can see his frustration. Yes, great run from the fullback, but if the lesson I was learnt at a very early age was, if you're going to shoot from there, you have to hit the target. If you miss the target, that is really poor play. It has to go across the face of the goal. Give your teammates an opportunity. Scanlon was in there, and you could see him. He's remonstrating with Campson. It's a poor decision from the right back. Great run, poor decision.
Yeah, anything low and hard, you might get the rebound, but if you're going to get under it, it's unlikely to fall to a teammate. Basically, you got to score if you're going to do that.
The only way it's right from that position shooting is if you score. Great Terry Venables taught me that.
That's a good ball again from Amas, who's really starting to shine in this game. Camerson's up again. Big Arsenal crowd in front of him. Fletcher, Scanlon just behind him.
Oh, a number of opportunities for the young Manchester United talents, and not one of them would the ball drop perfectly for them to strike. This is a fabulous delivery. And then when Campson does get it, this time he tries to cut it back. Not quite cleared, pops around, couple of strikes, and Scanlon in the end off the outside of his right boot away. That's a good delivery. Campson keeps this alive. Arsenal finding it difficult to clear. Jack Taylor with the strike and Scanlon with the last effort.
Just spinning behind him, wasn't he? Get around it to hit it goalwards. Like a back muscle problem for Oganaike here, and that's where it happened.
Yeah, he's done well actually, just to protect the cross from, I think it's Scanlon trying to throw himself into the path of it. He blocks his run, takes a blow to his back, but he looks to be okay.
A little early half-time team talk for the rest of them. Josh Oganaike there, who was in to start in the Fulham tie last time out, and that was his Youth Cup debut. Didn't play at all in the games before.
Always difficult for the coaches because they want to get lots of information into the young players, but invariably they'll take on little bits but not everything that you're trying to propose, and they find it difficult to implement it as well.
So said every parent of any teenager ever.
Exactly. And these are young ones, 15 and 16-year-olds.
Might not get much by way of conversation, but boy can they play. First break in play we've had. Oganaike looks like he's okay, that's good to see. Porter's clearance is coming back at him here. Tyler Fletcher. It's continued here, Tyler Fletcher. He has now started playing youth football for Scotland. Both had been, and Jack still is, playing youth team football for England.
That can't be right.
That could be very strange. They play each other in a youth international. Twins against each other, identical. England versus Scotland, that'd be good. I suppose Darren would have to support Scotland.
But playing in the roles that they play, they would be literally up against one another.
And that's a lovely ball into Biancheri by Jack Fletcher. Porter extended again. He's certainly been the busier keeper. Will Murdoch has actually not had a great deal to do at the other end. That's because of a couple of good blocks have stopped the ball getting to him. And it's another long ranger. Biancheri on the follow-up. And how about that for a challenge from Marley Salmon, the 15-year-old. Without that, surely it's 1-0.
Yeah, and I think Biancheri is offside after the strike goes in. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's parried back. He is onside. That's a really important, brilliant Salmon challenge. Comes across quickly to deny him the opportunity to side foot home. Porter early has to clear with his feet to make sure that ball doesn't go through for an easy Musa tap-in. They're testing the young Arsenal keeper, and he's standing up to it at this present moment. He's had a really good 30-odd minutes.
So of his centre-backs, and indeed that of Man United, the reason we haven't seen more saves is because the blocks have been really good, actually, just as players have been pulling the trigger. But from distance, that is another ripper, isn't it? The one from Hamas earlier through the crowd, and now that one from Fletcher. That had a lot of movement on it. If they can't play through, just try and hammer it through, I suppose. Devaney with the switch out to Camerson. They're asking for handball. More the Man U fans, I think, than the players, in fairness.
They're not going to get handball for that. Camerson again forward for United on the right.
Fletcher. Devaney. A little bit of room for Scanlon to cross here. Safety first from Copley.
Yeah, taking no chances. He knows there's pressure coming from Hamas behind him. Concedes the corner. Quickly taken. That was the sort of appeal for the handball. Never going to given from the Campson cross.
It's high up on the sleeve, closer to the shoulder, and thankfully no VAR anyway, so on we go. Fletcher! What a hit that is! Third time lucky from distance for Manchester United. Porter has been able to save the first two. You don't save those. That is stunning. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1 in the Youth Cup quarter-final. What a hit.
Well, Jack Fletcher with a magnificent left foot cuts back onto his unfavoured right and hits an unstoppable strike that gives Porter absolutely no chance. Look at the way he's looking. He's in control of the ball with his left, and he just senses half a chance, moves the ball. Brilliant hit, absolutely. He will not hit a sweeter right foot shot in his career. Absolutely magnificent, and it just arrowed into the corner. A wonderful, wonderful take and a brilliant execution. Drags it, strikes it, 1-0.
Great angle of it there as well. I think he knows the minute he's hit that, where that's going. Scored their opener against Preston North End 6 weeks ago at the start of the, in the middle of this Youth Cup run. And Adam Lawrence will feel that his side have deserved that, having created more opportunities. And now, do Arsenal keep doing what Arsenal have been doing? We're a few minutes before half-time. Or do they slightly tweak it, play a little higher?
No, I think they will wait. They'll just try to make sure they don't concede again before half-time, which would make it very difficult for them. And praise where praise is due, Ben. You knew it was not going to be 0-0. It just couldn't possibly be. With so much talent on the field, caught again.
He's bought that one pretty cheaply down, and I think he knew that he'd be able to run into Fletcher having poked the ball past him.
Yeah, he just toes the ball past Tyler Fletcher, then rides the challenge to win the free kick.
It's close enough to be a comfortable stop for Murdoch, whose gloves have been underemployed at that end tonight. Quite a few of these boys have come through for a long time. He's one of the newer arrivals. Now Musa. Ball is a good one, and it's him again. With the left boot this time, fractionally sliced.
Well, it's on his favoured side, and I have to say that Musa does really well. Times he's run well in behind the Arsenal defence, and he's looking for his options, and then he cuts it back beautifully for the arriving Jack Fletcher. And with his left foot, you would be expecting him to at least hit the target. That's a big chance to extend and double the lead.
Down and on the run again. They've been quiet, Arsenal, for the last, 15 minutes or so. They just sort of felt like they were coming back into it, and then they weren't again, and now they're behind. As we approach half-time, I think you'd say Man U have definitely been the better side in this now, whereas just feeling a bit more even before. Yellow card out for Dowman here, the challenge on Scanlon.
Yeah, slightly late from Max Dowman. I think that's frustration more than anything. See it here, he jumps into the challenge, he's a fraction late. The referee was right on top of that, issuing him with a yellow card. I've got to say they've looked very impressive throughout this campaign. Manchester United scoring freely, and you can see why. This young man's right-footed strike, deservedly, has given them the lead.
Cheap giveaway, Devaney. Out by Sweet. There's Murisa. Dowman pulled back. Now that ought to be a yellow card, really. Supposed to be deterring that. Fletcher with the challenge.
Yeah, Tyler Fletcher. He's pulling his shirt off his back. Has to be a yellow card. Referee very lenient there.
And he gave Devaney one for the exact same thing earlier, right?
And Ben, that would have made it very interesting with Tyler Fletcher and Devaney booked in the heart of that Manchester United midfield. Both from challenges on Max Dowman.
And then next time he spins away from them, they have a decision to make: get sent off or let him run. But he's really got away with one there, Tyler Fletcher. That's another moment where he's received the ball with 3 Man United players within 5 feet of him, and he's, oh, that's no problem, just spin away from you. Bit of Zidane in there.
Absolutely, you're right, Ben. He's brave to receive the ball. He has 2 or 3 players around him. He has awareness of the space that he can work in, the wonderful tight control that he has as well. He really is a fabulous young talent.
It's a good-looking ball for Copley, who's got him behind here. Big chance! Equaliser!
Well, they've just been caught. They've been caught by the straight ball down the middle, and it's not the first time that Copley's got in behind now. And this time he shows great composure, taking it up to the keeper, drawing Murdoch and lifting it over him. That's a brilliant response from Arsenal. Perfectly. He's run in between the 2 centre-halves, in behind them. But what I like is this, the composure, just to draw the goalkeeper and lift it into the back of the net. Really well taken goal from Copley.
And there you go. United with their patient build-up, then finding a gap and having a bang and finding the net. And Arsenal with their more sit-back and then go approach. That longer ball that's nearly worked for them a couple of times, now has. First shot on target. Murdoch still hasn't made a save worthy of the name, but it's all square this quarter-final.
Well, what a way to finish the first half.
As he keeps looking for that one, doesn't he? That right to centre run. Twice they have tried to find him with it. Didn't take a gorgeous Dowman pass this time. It was more just a vaguely accurate one. For all their domination, Manchester United pegged back. Salmon steps up. Devaney under pressure. Just got nibbled.
Dowman was away. It's Maurice's challenge that was a little bit late that caught Devaney. Certainly wasn't the challenge of Dowman.
45 left to play, and we're hearing 3 additional minutes to come. Munro with the ball in. United winners of this as recently as 2022. Always like to look at the teams, individuals who played there, gives you a bit of a gauge as to who can break through. Garnacho and Mainu were playing then, so you know there's every chance 1 or 2 of these 3 years from now are playing for whoever's in charge of Manchester United. To stoppage time we go. Camerson, not want to get any kind of cross in there. Sweet gets it out. Excellent work again from Camerson. Musa. Fletcher. He's diving that way again, Porter, and making another important save. Might have been heading wide, but he couldn't take that chance.
Yeah, and it's Tyler Fletcher this time that gets the final shot. Camerson doing well again on the right-hand side. Slight deflection this time as Clark throws himself in the way. The Tyler Fletcher strike, and Porter turns it round.
Jack Fletcher, deep, Scanlon round the back, couldn't quite get there, but nice idea.
Yeah, big diagonal with that wonderful left foot that Jack Fletcher has. Scanlon just can't hook it back and keep it in play. Well, the Arsenal captain has come up trumps right at the end of that first half. A first half where certainly United have the more of the chances. Porter's been tested in that Arsenal goal. The Arsenal captain Copley keeps this FA Youth Cup quarter-final very much alive.
A header with real meaning from Danny Armour.
I think he was the only one going to head that ball.
Just looking at Braden Clark there, you think of the difference of approach here, Clive. Think how much we've seen Amas and Camerson for United. Braden Clark and Ogunnaike for Arsenal. I mean, they've looked over the halfway line.
They've had to defend. They've had to do, first and foremost, the job that they're there for is defend. They've not really been given the opportunity or had the licence to go forward, as Camerson has off the right-hand side and Amas off the left for Manchester United.
It's an old-fashioned thought. Full-backs defending. Andre Harriman-Anous will be wanting to get more involved. It's not his fault in the way they're playing. He's not getting much of the ball. He might be interested here. That's a cheap turnover from Manchester United. And Arsenal trying to pinch a most unlikely lead right at the end of stoppage time. Sweet going for another killer ball there. We've played our 48. How about that for a touch from Salmon?
Brilliant.
Well, we've seen a lot of talented youngsters on show here. There's been some really good football. There's been some gritty old school defending. We've seen the pass of the century. A wonderful finish from Jack Fletcher, but it's not enough for a dominant Manchester United to be in front, because on the counter, Louis Copley got himself onside and finished really cutely. These two excellent sides who've had thrilling cup runs are giving us another really good tie in this quarter-final, all level at the break. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. So away we go then, at least 45 to play. No changes, incidentally, by either coach in the half-time interval, and I've seen any need for that, barring an injury. And that's a misplaced pass, cheaply given away by Armour, giving Arsenal some encouragement early on here. Dowman with Copley outside him. try and let that spin out, but it wasn't going to. Still lining up with 16-year-old Porter in goal, one of 4 16-year-olds and 2 15-year-olds, just in case you missed that headline news at the top of the game. But they're on terms with a more senior junior opponent in Manchester United here, whose only change is Chido Obi out because he's on first team duty these days. He's had a little bit of game time under Ruben Amorim. He scored 32 goals in 18 games for Arsenal's under-18s before moving from the Gunners to United last summer. That must have been a painful loss for them.
Oh, incredible that they, whether by their own design, let a talent who scored so many goals. It's difficult how you then replace it, but he's gone on and might well be plying his trade in the FA Cup proper this weekend, rather than the Youth Cup, which he could well have been playing in here this evening.
United seniors playing Fulham, having knocked out Arsenal, of course, in that extraordinary game. And Arteta's men had something like 29 shots and missed a penalty and all over them. And United had 10 men, still came through via penalty kicks. Free kick here to United's youngsters for the foul on Biancheri. It was young Marley Salmon who was just a little too eager.
Yeah, couldn't get anywhere near the ball, could Salmon, and runs over the top of him, concedes the free kick. The old adage, there's many ways to win a game. We've seen an example of that to a certain degree here this evening. Manchester United dominating possession, looked the most likely. Arsenal with that one through ball that Copley got onto and finished, and the game's all square.
Didn't see much of Will Murdoch in the first half. Now he's given it away cheaply. They have done that 3 or 4 times actually, United, tonight now.
Yeah.
Twice already since the restart
And it's been a sloppy start to this second half from United. I'm sure that Adam Lawrence will not be happy with that. You want your team to start quickly but with quality, and that hasn't been the case from this United side.
Another one of those downward runs, and he's fouled again, and it's Devaney. No, is he sent the other way?
Well, no, I think what they're saying is Devaney's been booked and he should get a second yellow card. And he's pulling his shirt off of his shoulder. That is really risky from the United captain, having been booked very early in this game.
That is some decision to make, because it's not exactly a knee-jerk reaction, and he's obviously getting told by Jacob Miles here, well, that is it. But you know what, I think he's lucky.
Very, very fortunate is Devaney.
That's a crazy decision to make there.
That is his last chance, without any shadow of a doubt. One more misdemeanor and he'll be taking an early bath.
Been Dowman who's been drawing all of those fouls. Been a few of them tonight. Big deep breath from him here as he takes the free kick. Will he take the corner too? It's via Biancheri in behind.
Yeah, full of confidence with that wonderful left foot that he has, trying to just drill that in towards the far post across the goal. Biancheri just concedes the corner, make sure it doesn't flash through that 6-yard box.
Well, definite encouragement for Arsenal early in this second half here. Manchester United have been a little bit off it. A few sloppy passes. Their captain on the thinnest of thin ice. Dowman back to Kedah O'Neill. Oganaike. That looked like a slip by Copley, but the free kick's been given for that.
And I think that is exactly what the Manchester United players, there's absolutely no contact. Copley slips, referee gives a free kick.
Ike for Arsenal here. That's awkward. And, Amas, who's impressed me tonight, has got his head on that.
Yeah, has to defend that back post position, and Amas just top heads it away as the cross comes in.
Encouraging start to this second half from his side. Some activity on the United bench, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's Jacob Devaney related. He's a talented player, hugely influential player, but he's not going to be able to help his team if he does anything else, so maybe his number will be up.
No, you can understand that, because the one thing you wouldn't want in a game that is so closely contested to go a man down.
Yep, that's his number, all right.
I just think that's a clear indication that United staff, the manager, has felt that he's very lucky to still be on the field of play.
Well, even though he was only 16 for much of it, he played more than anyone last season for Manchester United in their league title campaign, which ended with the title, but having been booked, and should have been booked again, he's taken off here, and I guess that's sensible from Adam Lawrence. And Amir Ibrahimov is his replacement. It's one of United's very few 16-year-olds against an Arsenal team that has tons of them. Let's see if he's going to play in the same place. Might mean that Jack Fletcher drops a bit, but we shall see. Anyway, they're coming forward here, United, and it's promising, and it's on target. That was Amas, again up from left back.
The driving run and the fierce shot goes in low, but once again, Porter comfortably deals with it.
By mistake, it was James Scanlon with that effort. Amas was bombing up on the overlap, hoping to be released, but Scanlon going for goal. He's their top scorer in the under-18 Premier League, James Scanlon. Clive mentioned he's a full international for Gibraltar already. And he actually has scored an international goal as well for Gibraltar in the UEFA Nations League as well. That moment for one so young.
Well, the game started a little scrappy because Adam Lawrence's boys have just been a bit sloppy at the start of the second half, which has given Arsenal a little bit of, I would say, impetus and hope in respect of turning the ball over cheaply. Manchester United, you won't be happy with that. They need to get back to the quality of pass that they showed in that first half.
Armour for the run of Bianchetti. It's followed out there by Marley Salmon. He's done pretty well tonight. Talk about players coming in a couple of years early. You wouldn't necessarily expect to see it as a centre-back, would you, Clive? Maybe a winger or a forward, but a centre-back at 15, as Marley Salmon is.
Yeah, massive test for him, but he certainly acquitted himself really well.
That's a good ball, Bianchetti onside here, played on by Salmon. Amas surrounded by red and white, looking for somewhere to go.
Well, just didn't get the ball out of his feet to get a strike away with that wonderful left foot that he possesses.
Down and away from Jack Fletcher. Brilliant. Is away from Munro, who's going to have to be booked now as well. It might not matter. Dowman's still going. Penalty to Arsenal from the best player on the pitch. They can't handle him.
That is unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. His perseverance first, the way he carries the ball. Munro actually pulls his shirt back outside the box. The referee, whether he meant it or not, look at the pull of the shirt outside the box. No penalty. Lets the game go on, and then in the end bundles him to the floor. That is superb, absolutely brilliant, the way he carries the ball, the way he draws the challenge, and how he wins the penalty kick.
I mean, they've not been subtle with the shirt pulls. Tyler Fletcher got away with one in the first half. Devaney's got away with one in the second, although he's lost his place in another way. But having earned the penalty, Max Dowman's going to take it. Unbelievable run. That drop of the shoulder was something else. No yellow card, incidentally, for Munro on that, but it might be far more punishing than that. This to put Arsenal in front then. And he does, right in the corner. Will Murdoch, guessed right, went left, couldn't keep it out. Max Dowman puts Arsenal in front. And they trailed, remember, and were looking second best. Is he all right? What's happened here?
I wonder if he's just slipped when he's gone to celebrate after the goal. The 15-year-old has been absolutely sensational tonight. He's hurt himself, which could be an absolute disaster for this young man, who has been brilliant this evening and has taken Arsenal into a 2-1 lead, but may well have injured himself.
Well, it's all around him. His coach will be concerned, thrilled and concerned at the same time.
Well, he had the confidence to step up and strike the ball, but as he was dancing away towards the corner flag, I'm not sure if he slipped or just jumping onto the surface, sliding on his knees. It looks as if he certainly has maybe pulled a thigh.
That knee slide celeb, or a groin, just there as he buries his face in the turf. You wonder if he's done something in terms of tonight that might be irreparable, or maybe he's young enough and rubbery enough that he'll be okay. But well, it's all about Max Dowman at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, incredible.
He made the penalty, scored the penalty, he's got injured in celebrating the penalty. Is he okay?
He seems to be walking okay now, which is going to be, yeah, the thumbs up, I think, from Max Dowman. Absolutely brilliant the way he won the penalty, then he has the confidence, 15 years of age, to step up and strike it into the bottom corner to give Arsenal the lead. And I have to say, United have been really disappointing from half-time and caused a lot of their own problems, but Arsenal have capitalised. You said it, Ben. You football, you cannot understand at times some of the decisions young players make, just the way that they perform, the mistakes that they make. But this young talent has shown us why he's so highly thought of at Arsenal Football Club.
This Munro tried to foul him twice and failed, and then got him with the third one by the time he got into the box. So they had a couple of good chances at 1-0 up, did Manchester United. They really did. They were well on top in that spell, and then they conceded, and now it's very different. It's nearly a freakish own goal. Well, they've all been thrilling, the Arsenal ties. Fulham at Motspur Park 2-1. QPR, they were ahead early, behind until the 70th minute, got it back to 2-2, went to extra time. They're ahead in that, pegged back in that. 3-3 after 2 hours, won it on penalties, and before that they won 4-3 away at Hertford Town in December. Now they've turned this one round, half an hour to play, or maybe more. Manchester United are rattled here.
Absolutely, they've lost their way in a big way from the start of this second half, and it could be a far worse position than they find themselves in. Devaney, I thought, fortunate not to receive a second yellow. He's then substituted. Dowman showed incredible ingenuity to win a penalty kick and step up and take it and put Arsenal in front. What a cup tie we have on our hands.
Took the armband when Devaney went off. His first action was to be bamboozled. Here's Amas. Well, that's a good cross. Sweep with the header, and then Copley booms it long. Harriman Anous closing down Murdoch. That was very calmly done by the keeper. Yorkshire boy was very quietly in goal for Man United. Here's Fahimov, who's barely had a touch actually since coming on, but he's found Camerson here. First time we've seen him motoring in the second half. First half it was a permanent thing. Never ceases to amaze how the two same sets of players can play two such very different halves. Feels like a completely different game. Maybe it's time for United to have their spell. You usually get them. Fletcher. Good hit again. Did it take a touch?
Well, he's claiming so. And he does well this time to manipulate the ball onto his favoured left foot. And I think he surprises Porter that he hits it so quickly. And the Arsenal goalkeeper, just for a split second, maybe thinks that this is creeping in. Well hit, just pulls it off target.
Solid header from Camerson. Here he goes again.
So elegant. Glides across the surface with the ball on the end of that left foot.
And the thing is, as with the playmaker in any good team, everyone knows about it, so they get more around him. It's an easy grab for Murdoch, and yet he'll still demand to receive the ball and do things with it. Nice way to pass from Camerson. Here's Victor Musa. What have Manchester United got by way of response? Nice touch from O'Neill.
So in no hurry already. They just sense that they have an opportunity here. Have a lead to protect. They're in no hurry to get on with the game. Running valuable seconds down already.
You can see the big switch. O'Neill was trying to find Copley over there on that far flank. They just seem to have settled back down a bit now. A few minutes, Manchester United,
yes,
after looking very shaky, even before that penalty.
It was literally that first sloppy pass at the start of the second half that set the pattern and gave Arsenal that incentive, and they've taken it.
Remember, this United side has scored 5 times in all 3 ties before this. They've got to find 1 now in the next half hour or so.
Taking some sort of control now in this second half for the first time, but Arsenal staying very, very compact.
This is like the first half pattern now,
absolutely.
Isn't
Arsenal quite happy with United keeping the ball in front of them, going from side to side. When they do try to penetrate, closing those gaps quickly.
That's nicely worked. Goodness me, Musa, I think, felt the force of that from Ibrahimov, who's just turned to see if his mate's okay. Got hold of that.
It was a good strike, but it did hit Musa. Ball played in, set back by Musa, and then hit straight into his chest from the substitute.
Scored half a dozen goals for the E18s, Ibrahimov, this season in the league. He also scored in this penalty in the big win over Preston North End in round 4. Got pretty much a whole half to show us what he's got here, having come on for Devaney. I think I'm right in saying the only booked player on the field right now is Max Dowman, who's done just about everything else tonight, maybe getting sent off or camping. A little bit forced, that one. Dowman there, when he was still 14, scored in the UEFA Youth League, which some of you may well know is a sort of, well, is the junior version of the Champions League. Scored away at Atalanta. It's an under-19 competition. I suspect even you, Clive, weren't playing football quite this good when you were 15. Well, maybe you were. Am I doing you to say you probably scored about 1 million goals by that point? Whose youth team were you in at 15?
Queen's Park Rangers.
QPR, of course.
Yeah, I had 3 goes at the FA Youth Cup. Unfortunately, we got drawn against Chelsea for 2 of those years. Chelsea were very, very strong. So departed in the 3rd round twice, unfortunately. One great stat that I can give is, or ask a question, who won the FA Cup before they won the FA Youth Cup? Quite extraordinary. You think would be like Max Dowman winning the FA Cup this year, but then playing in the FA Cup next year and FA Youth Cup next year and winning it. Only one person has ever done that.
I do know the answer. I'm giving the viewers a moment to have a think. Well, for a start, I'm pretty sure he's related to you.
Correct.
1980.
Correct. He won the FA Cup.
West Ham United.
As the youngest player ever to appear in an FA Cup final at that time.
Cousin Paul.
Yep, and the following year he won the FA Youth Cup, captaining West Ham.
That is bonkers.
Absolutely. Well, you see that number 10 shirt, that is an extraordinary young talent, Max Dowman, who has shown what he's capable of by scoring that penalty kick. But just watch as he dances away and throws himself onto the floor, just maybe pulled that.
Something's gone a little bit tweaky in there,
right
but
calf, I think, right quad, sorry.
He'll keep the celebrations a little more muted next time. I should say, actually, I might have mentioned it earlier, he missed a penalty in the last round, so that, maybe it was on his mind, maybe it wasn't, but he stuck it away nicely enough. Scored a lovely goal at Fulham, but he did miss from 12 yards. And it looks like Ife Ibrahim's okay, but Manchester United are going to make another change here, and Victor Musa, it appears, is going to come off for Tito Mantato, although maybe not just yet. Maybe it is. Well, he came in for Chido Obi tonight. He played a lovely ball for Jack Fletcher that could have made it 2-0. Victor Musa will play no further part, and Bendito Mantato, another actually, who was making his name in United youth ranks as a 15-year-old. Played in that UEFA Youth League competition then. He's on, he scored a few goals already this season. He's only played half their matches, 9 of them, and he scored 6 times. Mantato, well, they need one from him or someone now.
Absolutely.
Murdoch under pressure. Copley strong enough to hold off the challenge there of Amas. Amas in with some feisty challenges there after a couple of sloppy moments. Scanlon, he'll let that run. Touch from Braden Clark brings Manchester United a corner. Suddenly there's 20 minutes to play.
Just that pressure heightening a little bit for Manchester United in respect of trying to draw this cup tie level.
Having earned it, Scallon's going to take it. In towards Monroe! And Tyler Fletcher round the back scuffed it where the goal was there.
Kicked it. Yeah, it dropped for him to strike and he banged it into the ground and didn't strike it at all cleanly. Tyler Fletcher with an opportunity.
Their best one since going behind for sure. Clean contact there, every chance it's 2-2. To Emerson, another shirt grab there.
This is a chance, whipped into the near post, helped on by Monroe, completely miskicked at the back post by Tyler Fletcher.
There's one goal this season. Youth team level for United was in the other cup competition, the Premier League Cup, nearly as illustrious as this one. They were knocked out of that on a penalty shootout by West Ham. They've been 5 unbeaten since then, United, until now. Good take from Ogunaike, and a good pass as well. Here's O'Neill. You could see he wanted to have that shot. I'm not sure the gap was ever there to hit it. There were 3 United players in the way.
Yeah, and I just thought he took one touch too many, because as he cuts that ball back into that one extra touch just moves the ball offline, and he can't wrap his right boot round it. That one there, and in the end strikes it, but it's always rising and nowhere near being on target.
And you know what, even if it had been on target, it definitely hits one of those Man U defenders. Kodak O'Neill has scored 4 league goals this term. His eyes lit up there. The same sort of range that Jack Fletcher stuck it in from that first half. About that same spot, actually.
15 minutes, 15 big minutes for both of these teams. Arsenal with the upper hand, they have the advantage. Can they frustrate United? They certainly have since the start of this second half. United Their passing, their play has been nowhere near the level that they showed in the first half.
Scanlon. It's a brilliant 1-2 in a tight squeeze. Hasn't Will Sweet done well to keep that in? I believe they executed that.
He made the block. It was a good one too. Couldn't get the cross in. Sweet again cuts out the attempted cross. Players falling over, blocks in challenges. Game continues.
And Tato bought himself the room. So he's overhit the cross, but it's dangerous enough for Amas. Well, he's definitely overhit that. He's played brilliantly tonight. I think United's left back. It's a big miss though.
Well, there's the 1-2. It's well played, but then he throws himself brilliantly. Sweet in the way of the cross. Clark's down now, feeling fatigued for sure.
Maybe it's cramp.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if he'd be feeling it quite so much if they weren't 2-1 up. Just asking the question. They learn all the tricks early these days. He has played every single minute of this Youth Cup run, Braden Clark, Arsenal's right back. Great to see tons of youth in the crowd too. A lot of the younger academy lads will be there watching.
Yeah, all the young age groups would be expected to attend and watch. All the young supporters as well, hoping to see the next big talent in years to come.
I saw him play when he was, etc, etc.
15 years of age, Max Dowman.
Arsenal last won this 2009. There are players who've gone through to have really good careers, not necessarily with Arsenal, although some did. Coquelin, Jack Wilshere, but other players like Carl Bartley and Luke Ayling were in that team. Who've had good careers, Championship, Premier League level. They been in 2 finals since then. 2018 they lost heavily over a couple of legs to Chelsea. Arsenal had Saka and Smith Rowe in that team, and Chelsea had Hudson-Odoi and Lamptey and Reece James, so they really are a pointer. He could technically be playing in this game for Arsenal. He's in for Saka, injured at the moment at senior level. It's getting rave reviews.
Oh yes, a wonderful young talent.
And when he stays on the field, Miles Lewis-Skelly's a fine looking prospect too. It's great that they have that inspiration there happening right in front of them. For Manchester United it would be Kobbie Mainoo, and I guess to a slight extent Chido Obi.
Well, I think they have missed him, Manchester United, tonight. It's been free scoring at this level.
They got 10 minutes to stop his time to find the net, or their brilliant run full of goals is over. Amas to Scanlon. By Monroe.
Late armour challenge there. Certainly caught Harriman. And else. Late challenge. Arsenal once again. All bounces. Nowhere near heading it. United centre half.
Changes coming both camps here. United change first. Tyler Fletcher will be going off thinking about that chance. Oh, I could have levelled it up. His replacement is Jimmy Thwaites, who continues his run of coming off the bench in every one of these ties. It's a big 10 minutes here. Meanwhile, Dan Casey, who's unlucky not to be starting these games, off the bench again. He's their top scorer in the league. He's got 12 in 12, Dan Casey. He's on for the full debutant, Tayshaun Marisa. There is Dan Casey, wearing 17. Had a big impact anyway, even though he doesn't always start these games. Set up a goal in extra time when they beat QPR. Scored 2 really good goals in round 3 as well. Dan Casey, a delicate little dink and a 25-yarder. Straight into the action with a couple of tenacious 50-50s there. Here's Copley. Good strength. Copley again. While it's down here, good news for Arsenal, Clive.
Yeah, knew exactly what he was doing there. Firing against the defender, winning the throw-in.
Kunaike with the cross. Casey. Scuffer.
And as long as the game's crazy, as long as the game's messy, that will certainly fall in Arsenal's favour with this clock ticking down. Manchester United will get frustrated, they start to force it, they make poor decisions, poor passes, turning the ball over, and Arsenal could see this quarter-final out.
Fletcher into Amas. Fletcher keeps running, and Amas was trying to cheekily chip it back into his path. Scanlon.
And as good as Manchester United were in the first half, Porter really has been untroubled in this second.
Some really big stops. They're looking really important. And he might have to make another here. Oh, he can't get near it. It's a rocket from Jaden Camerson. That absolutely flew in for 2-2. United's 2 goals tonight have been sensational. The first one put them in front, and this one has brought them on level terms with a few minutes to go. Boom from the right back.
Wow, what a hit this is. If Fletcher's was a sensational right foot shot, this is up there even better from a tighter angle. It is absolutely, it's an exocet, just flies into the top corner. And even Porter at full stretch can't get anywhere near it. Might have got fingertips to it, but the power just zipped past him.
Now we know why he had that right foot shot from the angle in the first half, because he could hit him like that apparently.
What a strike.
It's another thriller in the Youth Cup. Arsenal seem to specialise in them. 5 minutes and stoppage time to go. It's another ding-dong.
Well, here we go, all level. 85 minutes played. A really fascinating contest.
wind in their sails. Maybe they'll feel they can pinch it before 30 additional minutes are needed. Remember, we're dealing with a very young Arsenal side here who'll be, well, gutted that they've got so close. They've got to lift themselves again.
Yeah, whether that age advantage, that little bit more experience, know-how, physicality could play a part in these final few minutes. Just with the incredible quality of that equaliser.
Dowman being told again. Free kick again.
He's not the biggest, but his body strength, the way he holds people away, and the way he keeps the ball on the end of his left foot is just brilliant.
Ike with the cross. It's a simple grab for Will Murdoch. We haven't seen much of him tonight. He might yet become a central figure.
Well, who's going to create that last chance before the end of the game that could make the difference?
Yeah, realistically, we've got maybe 6 more minutes to play here before the full-time whistle goes, you would think, in this game. There's probably going to be a chance for someone in the next 6 minutes. It's not been played out, you know, in a stodgy midfield or anything like that. It's been proactive stuff. Ibrahim, nicely done. You know who, Dowman, and he's past Ibrahimov, and he will be carded. I can't remember the last time I saw a player draw this many fouls. I mean, in terms of per the amount of times he's had the ball, Clive, because Arsenal haven't had it that much. But I mean, almost every time he's had it, he's either done something with it or been fouled.
Absolutely. His influence on the game has been incredible. Every time he's had the ball on the end of that left foot, he has caused Manchester United all sorts of problems. Substitute Ibrahimov now receives a yellow card. Sorry, the other substitute it was just come in. Thwaite picks up the yellow card for the challenge.
Well, we're hearing there's going to be 9 added minutes after this one we've got here. Or maybe he'll just curl it in.
Well, you wouldn't put it past him striking or shooting from this angle.
You'd think, whip it with curl towards that far post and see if it gets a flick, because you cannot defend that if you get it right. Well, he has put the whip on it, but it wasn't far enough, and Biancheri was there. Jimmy Thwaites. Camerson will get there, and he's got room, and he's got his head up. Can he find a teammate? No, he can't. That's a disappointing cross.
It is a really poor cross. It's again a good run, good position to fizz it through the 6-yard box, and he doesn't deliver.
Fletcher just ricocheted to him as he swung, and there you have it. 9 minutes minimum for someone to win it.
This is an important touch, just as he's pulling the trigger there. It's the substitute who's just come in for Arsenal who makes the challenge. Casey just gets a little touch on the ball to unsettle Fletcher.
Clark won his header, helped up over the top by had him on a noose, and now O'Neill on the chase, trying to force Danny Armour into a mistake, but he doesn't make one. That was very well played. Very calmly done by Clark, who didn't know that it was offside.
Great composure. Scorer Jack Fletcher now making way.
Samuel Lusale is replacing Jack Fletcher. Well, I think on the tannoy there just suggested that Max Dowman was coming off, and then Louis Copley has now seen that actually it's number 7 that's held up. He looks very disappointed. I mean, as long as he's fit, you can see why you want to keep Dowman on. I'm surprised for the running in behind threat that Copley provides that he might not be staying on, but what do I know? Right. Samuel Yakachukwu is on, who had played every minute of this cup run till tonight. Yakachukwu, well, he's on for Braden Clark. And Oyatunde there on for Louis Copley.
Well, I think the number of changes being made with a view to the extra time that's looming.
There is Oyatunde. He scored the winning penalty against QPR at Meadow Park in round 4. I wonder if he'll be going the distance again. Still got 6 minutes of stoppage time before we've even got extra time here. Oyatunde took that well, given that he's just come on. No foul.
Went to ground too easily. Looked to have held the ball up perfectly for his team.
Four United changes made, 3 for Arsenal. Space here for Dowman, which has got a spell danger. He's got run on the inside. He might go all the way. It's a brilliant stop from Murdoch. Dowman seemed to have it all there at his mercy to win the quarter-final there and then, and it would have been fitting. He did everything right until the finish. Nowhere near a corner, Clive.
Oh, it was well struck. Great run once again. You just sense he's going to go through and finish this game off for his side, and Murdoch has just kept Manchester United in this FA Youth Cup.
Meanwhile, Ibrahimov at the other end, trying to win it for Manchester United. They get on the end of that return ball.
When he picks the ball up in the space that he has, he's just got one thing on his mind: driving into that 18-yard box, and with that wonderful left foot, it's a good strike, but it's just within range for the goalkeeper. It would have been another sensational contribution from him this evening.
See, the strange thing is, I think maybe people often say this about number 10s, and he really is that. He doesn't look like he's absolutely lightning quick, and yet just then you saw it, the acceleration with ball at feet is incredible. It's like he can run as fast with the ball at his feet as he can without it, and that is rare.
Absolutely incredible talent.
And he could have won it, but he didn't, and United still could. And Lusali wins a corner.
Well, last minute of those extra minutes at the end of this game is their one last chance for the visitors.
Bad corner, but Sweet was the comfortable head on it for Arsenal. 3 minutes to go. Camerson. That's slippery. And behind by Yakachukwu.
Yeah, does well defending the back post as that ball swept into that far post area. Another United corner. Trying to find a winner.
Scanlon again. 5 to aim at. It was Rahimov with the header.
Yeah, in the end, just coming off the top of his head, can't power it down.
Seconds. 30 more minutes. Lusali there, new this season from Crystal Palace, and he's done well. Amas.
Well, driving down the left-hand side. Now he's looking to deliver to that back post area. In the end, again, can't pull the cross back straight into Porter's arms.
Tidily done by Thwaites. We're going long. It's a good take from Mantato. This is it, and he's gone for glory. And he's about 4 foot wide of it.
Yeah, snatches on the shot, has to hit the target once again. The opportunity's created by himself. Takes the ball well from the long pass. Skips back onto his favoured left foot. But again, trying to deceive the goalkeeper, pulling the shot into the near post area. Porter there and has it covered.
He's just turned 17, as the number on his back says. We've played our 99 minutes. I think that challenge coming in from the limping Marley Salmon will probably see off the last potential attack, especially if United go backwards. That is a seriously risky ball from Thwaites, and Monroe has just got his foot in. Well, the half started with United giving the ball away cheaply in the first few seconds. Now they've done it in the last few, but it might turn into something for them here. Look how many they've got forward. Camerson, score of that brilliant equaliser, somehow fed it through the crowd. Thwaites, great block.
Oh, it's all pretty desperate. Young players putting their bodies on the line, blocking shots.
Well, that was a cracking cup tie, and the whistle goes bang on 100 minutes, and they've both scored twice. The late equaliser from him, Jayden Camerson, what a hit. That was thoroughly entertaining, and we're going to get another half an hour of it, and maybe more beyond that. Made a fair few changes, the pair of them already.
A lot of tired young legs out there now.
After 90 minutes, or 100 to be precise, Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2, and this quarter-final in the Youth Cup is going to extra time.
ask me, Ben, which way it's going. What do you think?
I'm with you. I think you have to go with the momentum of scoring late and being just that little bit older and wiser. I mean, we're talking about less young, I suppose, rather than more old, if you know what I mean. But let's see, they're on the front foot here, United. Lusale! Goodness me, that looked good when it left his boot.
Well, everything was right. The way he weaved his way in on his right foot, tries to wind it into the top corner. Lovely touch from the diagonal pass off the outside of his boot. Cuts back onto his favoured right side, trying to wind it into that top corner. And he's just agonisingly lifted it a fraction too high.
What a first goal for Man United that would have been. It's his first season. He played in the Youth Cup for Palace last term. It's his Manchester United Youth Cup debut. It would have been his first under-18 goal for the club. Can you imagine? Extra time in the quarter-final. Yes, please. Up is the shout from Adam Lawrence. Adam Lawrence has changed 4 of his front 6, now 1 of his back 4. Conky there to Munro. Ibrahim. Gonaike just dispossessed by the retreating Biancheri.
I think just seeing signs of how weary this Arsenal group is. I know there's been a number of substitutions. United introducing the fresh legs. Arsenal finding it difficult to keep possession of the ball.
I wonder that Dalman moment was their moment. Biancheri in the middle there. Either mistimed his jump or just couldn't wrap himself around it, but either way the angle wasn't quite there for him. It was a really inviting cross though.
Yeah, just slightly behind him I think, and maybe took off too early. It's off the top of his head.
Dalman still somehow able. Well, he's finally dispossessed. It took Scanlon, who's about the 3rd United player in that run, to try to dispossess him. Camerson still motoring forward from right back. He's gone. It was that angle in the first half, wasn't it? Almost exactly that he went for it.
Yeah, and with almost the same result as in the first half. Just that angle too tight. Needs to be keeping it down, making the goalkeeper work, or firing it across the face of the goal, as he did for the sensational second that he scored.
He scored once in the league, once in the Premier League Cup, now once in the Youth Cup. That one there will take some beating. Jayden Camerson. The sheer power of it, as much as the accuracy took it past Porter. Tired boys right now.
Yeah,
It's definitely got that feel already, and it's only 4 minutes in. It's not 26 minutes into extra time. It feels like penalties, or perhaps more likely, actually, Clive, a tired mistake from a defender who misplaces a simple pass.
yeah, invariably that's what happens in extra time when the weary legs, tired minds. And those mistakes are made that are so costly.
Scanlon on the charge here for Manchester United. Good challenge from Sammer, didn't he time that well? Not for the first time tonight, actually.
has he done. 15 years of age, he's still out there, he's still making perfectly timed challenges.
Just to confirm there, it took a while over that restart, Jack Porter. He has been cautioned. I'll tell you what else doesn't help with the speed of the game, that relentless substituting, and they've not been made in blocks either. Here's Lusale, one of those who's come on. Arsenal are about to bring on Brandon Bailey-Joseph, another 16-year-old. There he is, and he scored last time out the weekend. They lost to Brighton, but he came off the bench and scored in that game, Bailey-Joseph. And he's on here for Andre Harriman-Anous, whose run is over. I say run, by that I mean he had scored in every round until tonight. He actually hasn't had a chance there, number 9, has he, Clive?
No,
he's not going to get one now.
No, his time's done. Fresh legs. Bailey-Joseph introduced to see if maybe he can just get on the end of one last chance that could make the difference.
Looks like he's gone left side with Tunde through the middle. So O'Neill here still going from the start. That could be awkward.
The goalkeeper lost it. He completely
You knew as soon as he'd hit that Murdoch was struggling. You see the way he's looking up while running backwards. Never easy for anyone.
Well, I think he just lost his positioning completely, and when it went over his head, he was really concerned that it might be dropping in the back of the net.
Bit of space here for Jimmy Thwaites. It's going to be more and more of that as this extra time runs on. Mantato's going to get there. The pullback is on. Ibrahimov on target. It's a simple stop. Yeah,
it's a tame strike in the end. Cut back nicely for Ibrahimov to really try to whip through it. But it is, I know he's a substitute, but it was a really quite tired effort. Side foot in it.
Meanwhile, at the other end, Oyatunde was interested for a moment. Monroe on the cover. Saleh's looked lively since coming on. He's pulled that down beautifully and is away from Dan Casey. He's pulled it back! And it's into the back of the net from Benedito Mantato. And Manchester United lead again.
Well, it's the substitutes that combine. It is a really long, direct ball down that left channel, which Lusale gets onto. You can see here, very little pressure on the ball. He just checks his run brilliantly. And then when he gets it out of his feet, it's all about picking out the options in the middle, and he does. And Mantato makes a superb run to get across the front of the defender to side foot home.
All brought about wonderful control and acceleration from Samuel Lusale.
A lovely little pass off the outside of his right boot into Mantato's path.
Good subs, boss.
Oh, well played, Adam. Well, you want subs to make an impact, and Manchester United, 2 of them, making a massive contribution to put them back in front.
They've come from behind very early on in the piece with a very different looking side and with a whole lot more energy, Arsenal. They've got 20 minutes to score here. What a cracking cup tie. I just keep thinking back to that stoppage time moment for Max Dowman. Being the star of the show, it felt fitting that he would finish it off in a funny sort of way, but now he's going to have to try and get his team level if they can get him on the ball. His influence on the game is slightly on the wane. Maybe they...
He's 15 years of age.
Yeah, well,
I'd imagine even at 15, he's getting a little bit tired at this stage
get
of the
on
game.
with it. Yeah.
But you're right, it seemed to be all written, the script being written.
Might be it again here, Mantato. He was. That's a really good challenge from Will Sweet.
Yeah, Sweet across to make the block. But the pace they've introduced on either side, Manchester United, Mantato off the right, LaSalle off the left, is starting to pay dividends for them. They're popping balls in behind a really tired Arsenal defence.
Jimmy Thwaites will take the corner. It's deep. It's Kukonki, the newly arrived defender around the back. Speaking of newly arrived, there goes Bailey Joseph. O'Neill. Good step up defending there. Kukonki read it.
Yeah, steps forward, intercepts, wins the ball back.
He is a unit as well. Mantato strong at the moment. He's the match winner.
Oh, does well, wins the ball, drives forward with it, but then keeps possession.
And then Camerson is dispossessed.
And being dispossessed actually puts his team in trouble before the excellent tackle to win possession back.
Rahimov with a strong challenge on Sweet. A bit of shins as well.
Yeah, got a bit of everything there.
Now it's their time. It's disappearing here, Arsenal. You've got to go close it down, someone, and Oyatunde does eventually.
Yeah, but very, very weary legs now within the Arsenal ranks.
Oyatunde and Bailey Joseph been on that long, though, that if anyone can go and chase, it should be them. I mean, maybe that's not the plan. Maybe they're being told to sit off, but clock will disappear quick.
Yeah, and United playing with some composure, a possession game, really trying to draw Arsenal out.
And if they don't come, fine, and if they do, maybe you get some gaps. Here's Scanlon. Needless challenge on Biancheri. Just caught there by Marley Salmon as he made his way back into position.
Well, there's actually a pull of the shirt there, and then he bowls him over there.
Here.
And then when he walks back, he steps over him and just catches him on the top of the head.
He's gone to centre forward with the reshuffling up top. Biancheri having started the game, but it was those wide of him now who've made the difference here. Lusali to Mantato, left to right. It's a cracking goal in its own way, not as spectacular as their other two, but beautifully done by both. Free kick that's much like a corner here. Out by Casey. 1 added minute at the end of the first 15 added minutes, if you know what I mean.
Well, United would just be happy just to run that clock down now. Almost resting with the ball, not forcing the issue, not taking a chance in turning possession over, which is poor. That is poor play.
Brian Carey, the guilty party. And he's made his 5 changes. Adam Lawrence. Have Arsenal got anything in the tank? Doug O'Neill somehow has, despite having put in a ton of running. It's a good ball, and Dan Casey, well, he's asking the question briefly about a penalty there. That looked good, that shot. That looked like it was heading for the same far corner that Camerson found. Meanwhile, up the other end, Lusal done very well to keep Manchester United in possession. But it is half-time in extra time. Where was that Dan Casey shot headed, and what did it hit?
You can see as he turns and strikes it, I think the right arm's up to block it.
It's from Godwill Kukonki here.
That's handball.
You've definitely seen him given, to use a well-worn phrase. I mean, further down the line, if they do go out here, Arsenal, what experience this will be for most of this team, because they will be back next year, unless of course they're in Arteta's first team, and quite a few of them the year after that.
Well, that's right,
possibly, but they'll be allowed to in terms of age. I mean,
you have to say that you know, moving forward with the experience they've even had tonight against this older United group, this Arsenal squad certainly possess the quality.
And Marley Salmon there has been very good on full debut.
At just 15 years of age, he's going to get 3 goes at it.
Thwaites across to the Manchester United corner. Even the Arsenal crowd have got a bit tired now. That's a good corner. Drop for Biancheri.
Quite sure what he was thinking there. He's fired that back into the right-hand channel, but goes out for an Arsenal goal kick. They do have to take some chances, throw a few more bodies forward, throw the ball forward a little more often.
Guess who's been fouled?
There's absolutely no doubt the most fouled player on the field tonight, Max Dowman. And I've got to say, on this viewing, the most talented, incredible young talent. Can he just find one last little bit of magic?
He invited that tackle from Ibrahimov. He maybe that time didn't have that acceleration to power away like he did earlier. Now here is Josh Toe on the ball. What a big night for him at the Emirates. Schoolboy on debut. Good ball from Sweet again. It was his for Copley in the first half. Oh, a kneel down.
Well, the referee was really close to the challenge from Kukunki. Now, did he catch Anil's feet or did he play the ball? Anil's down and staying down. We'll see it from this angle. There's no contact on the ball. That's a penalty kick.
He's maybe got away with a handball earlier, and now that one there. I'll tell you what, the margin calls tonight from Jacob Miles have really gone for Manchester United. He's trodden on his boot. And I know what the Arsenal fans will be saying, because they bleat on enough about it, about VAR at Premier League level, and quite often with good cause, that if that was getting reviewed, that would be another Arsenal penalty. And there's a decent shout for that handball one as well. And Jacob Devaney really should have been sent off early in the second half. So Arsenal will feel, with justification, pretty hard done by tonight.
You can only think that the referee thinks that Kukunki actually plays the ball out, but he doesn't give a corner kick.
Yeah, exactly. Bailey Joseph, there's space in the middle here. KC, it's a good ball, well taken by O'Neill. Oh, and he squeezed it through. Oyatunde down.
Well, it's almost a speculative cross that takes a deflection or two.
Has Munro got his foot in for a challenge here in between the legs? If he has, that's brilliant defending. That's what's been given the corner for Arsenal. In it comes, keeper's nowhere. Ball's on the roof of the net from Onyeka Chukwu, and Will Murdoch breathes a huge sigh of relief. Maybe this tie isn't over yet.
It certainly isn't. There's been a fabulous response from Arsenal at the start of this second period of extra time. And it's United at the moment that look very vulnerable.
That first period of extra time, Arsenal looked like they had nothing left in the tank. Suddenly, these 5 minutes, they've been a real threat. Dealing with young hearts and minds here, and legs. Bailey Joseph, tackled fairly apparently. That's great feet from Camerson.
The hardest thing is just to pass the ball simple, keep it moving. Players start running with it, they invite challenges, the ball breaks, you lose possession of the ball, you turn it over, you're out of shape defensively. Just though that inexperience starts to show when you get into these sort of situations. Massive learning curve for these young players.
Bailey Joseph scrapping away to win it. Arsenal ball via the match winner in waiting. At the moment, his team going through to face either Aston Villa or Plymouth Argyle. That won't be for a while yet, because that other quarter-final is still 2 weeks away. The other three all being played this week. Dowman trying to get away from Lusail. He got a bit of ball. Did he? No, he didn't. Sorry, the assistant has helped out the referee there. And Dowman draws another yellow card from an opponent. And he's got no excuse. He's been on the field for nearly 2 hours less.
It just shows the ability of Dowman again. He's running away from a fresh leg substitute. Lusail, who's been impressive since being introduced, but mistimes that tackle. Dowman failed once again. Hobbles away from this one.
Porter hoisted in. Good flick from Salmon. And the spin, the big block coming in from Captain Munro. I'll tell you what, Jaden Camerson's got some engine on him, because he was gunning up that flank, no pun intended, up Arsenal's left side, wasn't he? Right from kick-off tonight, and he's still powering away there, the Man U right back.
Yeah, he's certainly run further than any player on the field tonight.
I reckon so. Sweet, whose passing has been good tonight. That one's cut out by Harry Amas. Scanlon through the middle, down the side is Biancheri. Six and a half minutes for Manchester United to hold on to their place in the Youth Cup semi-final. It's always looked like the standout tie. Villa against Plymouth Argyle's going to have to go some to beat this. Acceleration from Dragimov, but he's dispossessed. Oh, it's a heavy touch from Oyatunde. Superb feat from Casey though. Back to Oyatunde, the ball's on for Bailey Joseph here. Casey. Well, Arsenal play on as Casey chips it in, out by Kukonki.
So tired, so fatigued, both sets of players keep turning the possession over time and time again.
Casey shoots, deflection.
United can't keep it. Arsenal have just had a second wind. And Casey on the half turn gets it out of his feet, shot goes in, slight deflection. Which takes it off target.
No corner given. Murdoch finds the head of Scanlon. Biancheri, will he go for corner flag or teammate? Well, in the absence of anyone vaguely close to him.
Yeah, it does well on this occasion, running it away to the corner flag, then fires it off of the Arsenal defenders for a corner. I'm not sure they're going to be putting this in the box. They'll be keeping it out wide, running that clock down in valuable seconds off of the clock. Referee wants them to get on with it.
Scanlon is one of those that hasn't been booked. Well, there are 5 in the box and he has put it in there and he's found a teammate's head, and it is Kukonki, who's not been on for long but has found things happening around him quite a bit.
He certainly has. He's been involved in most of the contentious issues, certainly in this extra time period.
Dauman again able to run with the ball, but Bailey Joseph this time with the loose touch couldn't control it. It's strongly across Biancheri, and here goes Camerson, who is taken out pretty crudely as well. Red card, Will Sweet. Arsenal skipper off. I mean, it was late.
It was a poor challenge. He absolutely lashed out at Camerson. Camerson just knocks the ball away, and that is a dreadful challenge. It really is. Awful, awful challenge.
Because it's not a cynical trip. I mean, it's so late, but he's really hacked at him. That's a proper hack.
The referee's
and he's got to
right.
go.
The referee's absolutely right to issue a straight red card.
Partly fuelled by frustration and fatigue, and I suspect partly fuelled because he just got bumped off the ball, and anyone who's played at any level knows if you've a little bit of temper about you that can happen. Biancheri's crossed it too far for Lusale, and with that surely with 2 minutes to play and an extra man against a tired young side, well, if Manchester United don't see this through, they will kick themselves, even if Arsenal aren't doing it for them.
Yeah, just keeping the heads, keeping calm.
Harry Amas went for the cross and somehow got it back. Away away fans managing the Olays here. Ibrahimov was struggling at the end of that first period of extra time. He's perked up again now, full of running. Scanlon is going to stand still here if he can. Why are you playing it there? Scanners is the cry from his coach, Adam Lawrence.
His coach wants him just to feed that ball back round, keep possession, keep the ball moving.
I mean,
don't invite
pass it around the back four and back again, and your time is done.
Don't give the opposition a chance to make a tackle. Make them chase the ball. Can they just craft one last opportunity, Arsenal?
Casey here has been their main call for goals. He's looking for a Hollywood ball there. Don't think it's going to have their Hollywood ending. That's excellent from Scanlon. Look at the space out there. If he gets the pass right, it's a little behind Lusali, but he's still got there. Ibrahimov. Scanlon, does he want the goal? He does. It might not matter that he doesn't keep it, because that is 30 minutes.
A great opportunity to put that ball out in front of Lusali, who made a good run. Poor pass, and in the end they can't create a clear-cut chance. Just 2 more minutes for Arsenal to try to survive.
Maybe he shouldn't have gone for goal then. I suppose it was there, but, well, can score a goal in 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30. I mean, Jack Porter better get on with it though at some point. Might as well everyone run upfield now. So what if United score on the counter? Casey's making his move. It's a very ambitious, difficult pass. Tried to pick him out. Scanlon. What will he do this time? Keeps going to him. He's heeded his manager's advice.
Yeah, he's listened. He has listened to his credit.
Well, great league campaign last term. Adam Lawrence smashed the northern section with 20 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. Won the Premier League Cup final, but were humbled in this competition. Arsenal were humbled by Liverpool too. They certainly haven't been humbled tonight. His team have put in a cracking effort. He will feel they've been on the wrong end of some decisions too. It looks like Arsenal's race is run.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful FA Youth Cup tie.
Does it have a 4th United goal at the end of it here? Lusal will keep it. Ibrahimov. The subs have been good. Is there time for the free kick? Well, it's time for a card for Ibrahimov. Yeah.
Yeah, he just had to stop the play as soon as they turned over possession. Makes the challenge.
Why isn't everyone forward and launching it? There's 5 Arsenal players back here. He's got to go into the box right now. Right now. They must have seen the clock. A look at the watch. He's going to blow the whistle. That's a cracking quarter-final right there. And all of those young players are out on their feet, even the substitutes, and it's them who have made the difference at the end. Manchester United in front, behind, and in front again. A little bit lucky in extra time for sure, but victorious at the end of it. For Arsenal, well, 6 16-year-olds played, 2 15-year-olds played, 3 big borderline calls. Clive Allen went against them, but there is your match winner. Bendito Mantato off the bench.
Incredible FA Youth Cup tie, it really was. Everything that was good about youth football, the uncertainty, the quality that we saw in an abundance, and the substitutes really making the difference for Manchester United at the end.
Final score at the Emirates Stadium, and everybody has really had their money's worth. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3 after extra time.